All right, welcome. I am your host, the guy HG. Welcome to Ears to the Street with Fact and Entertainment Meet. And you see, man, we going live, and we had to get them back on, man. We had to get them back on. The first one we did, y'all been going crazy on the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Been supporting the information, supporting the bill. You know what I'm saying? We're doing some decent numbers on the live, so we brought them back. So welcome again, Dr. Enqi. How you doing today?
I'm alive, man. That's all I can ask for, Um, it's crazy. My I'm just, what's funny?
What's up?
I'm surprised at oh shucks, I gotta plug this charger. I'm surprised at what my own body is able to do.
Okay. There we go.
Like, because I was working on, just being my honest self. I was working on like showing out, you know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, I want to be able to do like a real powerful isometric, like because that's like our thing. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of folks don't really, that's not their bag. That's our bag. You know what I'm saying? So people that read the Soul Crab Scroll, the first book, they know that isometrics is, one of the things that we really use to tap in. And so I just wanted to be able to like demonstrate something dope. You know what I'm saying? So L sit, for the people that don't know, is really just simply using your two hands to hold up your body weight and straighten your legs out. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
typically typically that's something that's going to take you to go from a fat boy to a L sit. Yeah, that's like a 9 to 15 month kind of process.
Okay.
And the trick to that is that's a 9 to 15 month process for people working out. so so to compound that with not doing no workout, I'm doing my 60 and 60s. That's all we're doing, 60 and 60s. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not in the Patreon,
Mhm.
then you're not going to know what the 60 and 60 is. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me pop out and
All right, he gonna pop back in. We gonna give him a moment. Give him a moment. But yeah, man, we got Dr. Enqi on here for all the people out there. You know, a lot of our people suffering from diabetes, man, high blood pressure. So, Enqi coming on here and blessing us with his presence. Make sure y'all soak up the information. Make sure y'all pay attention and make sure y'all apply the knowledge, man. And make sure you inform your kids about this stuff because that's what it's really about. You have to you have to you have to be on top of your game so they can be on top of their game. You know what I'm saying? And then we just wanted to trickle down. You know what I'm saying? We want everything to trickle down. All right, Enqi back on. Let me put him through.
yeah, I just wanted to change my so if you're not at the Patreon, y'all need to get to the Patreon. Everything is there. You know what I'm saying? But it is so I'm thinking in my mind realistically, if it takes somebody 9 months to maybe 15 months working out to get to that level where they can pull off a comfortable L sit, or even an uncomfortable L sit. Forget about a comfortable L sit, like an uncomfortable. I'm like, I'm probably on the other side of the 9 to 15 month window. I'm like, I'm at 44 years old with no exercise. It doesn't fit into the dynamics of how your body's supposed to work. To think otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm probably what are we? February, March, April, May, like boom. And I haven't even been doing it, like trying it that long. This
Okay.
is just the time that I've been doing like really experimenting with what's in the article. I haven't been working on the L-sit, but for maybe, I want to say 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I saw one of the guys online. I think his name is like it's like a German name. I don't want to mess it up. You know what I'm saying? He's not like a big YouTuber or anything. It was kind of like an older guy.
Mhm.
There's a bunch of guys that does it. It's not like it's super unique, you know what I'm saying, like that. But it's like an older guy. And when I seen him, I was like, okay. You know, I don't see no crazy cuts. You know what I'm saying? He ain't spinning backwards on the pull-up bar. Nothing like what. I'm like, okay, so he could do it. You know what I'm saying? Boop, boop, boop. And he's like, okay, well, just focus on like trying to hold yourself up with your legs down. Like, don't even worry about it. Just lift yourself up and hold yourself there. See how long you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Without, you know, a lot of pain. And when I first tried to do it, I couldn't even, you know, it was crazy. But anyway, you know,
the isometrics, if I'm pronouncing that right, falls under calisthenics, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Isometrics is totally different. You know what I'm saying? So calisthenics is and anybody that wants a free copy of the Soul Craft Scroll, we over 500,000 that we gave away, you know, just philanthropy. So we have physical ones. We email them to folks, however folks can get them. I wrote the book to give away, so it's not anything weird. But just email melaninverse.diabetes@gmail and say, I want a copy of the book. And you know, I myself or Carly will send you a copy of the book. But so calisthenics is movement, right? It's lifting your body weight basically, you know, with some complex, you know, movements. Whereas isometrics is the exact opposite almost to calisthenics. There's no movement.
Okay.
So you're holding a position. So one of the things we do every morning is called morning light, right? And so morning light is we try to get a whole 60 seconds of holding a squat position. Now, if you got some trauma in the knees, you know, some people have knee issues, car accidents, old age, and all kind of, you know, you may not go, you don't have to go all the way down into like a full parallel, you know, squat. You know what I'm saying? But if you can, that's what we'd like you to get. And that's like our morning ritual. We open with that every morning. You know what I'm saying? Before you pee. As soon as you get out of bed, before you even pee, before you brush your teeth, morning light. And what that does is on top of your 13-hour, you know, and usually you still may have an hour or so when you wake up, but on top of your nightly fast, that right there is going to ensure that any residual, you know, glycogen or any leftover, you know, sugars or whatever, you wake that metabolism up strong. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when you get into that position, you start. I don't care who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could be the biggest bodybuilder. This is a gravity. This is a different kind of thing. Isometrics is different. You know what I'm saying? So when you hold that squat position, whether it's 10 seconds or 30 seconds, your body gonna start shaking. You're gonna start trembling. You know what I'm saying? Right. Hold that position. And that's basically all of the muscles that you feel activating, and you know they're gobbling up any residual sugar that's around. And so it's like a form of inner hygiene, like washing your face or washing your ass, but only on the inside. Like it's a form of blood washing. You know what I'm saying? And muscle washing just when you wake up.
Okay, now based off some of the stuff I read in the Enqi Cycle article, so most of
let me just stop you for a second.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Because you are flossing super hard on everybody with those shades. Like I'm
like that, man. Yeah.
Going crazy with them joints, but I'm gonna let you have your space with them. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. Real niggas compliment niggas. That's how that goes. You know
yeah, saying? Man, ain't nothing but a little Chi-Town Southside swag. You know how it go, man. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. That's what's up. But with the Enqi Cycle, and please correct me if I say anything wrong or out of context. The muscles are holding a higher percentage of, is it the pigment, or is it or they use the most sugar?
Well, that's the target for your sugar.
Okay.
Yeah, the target for your sugar is the muscle cells.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the muscle cells are actually what's responsible for burning your body's, the majority of your body's blood sugar. You know, your organs are technically muscles also. So when you say muscles, you know, everybody's, you know what I'm saying? But your skeletal muscle for the most part, you know, is what really cleans the blood.
Okay, okay. So let's get into exactly what the Enqi cycle is. You know, I've read it, but I want you to break it down. You know, it's your article and it's your discovery. So, go into a little detail about exactly what the Enqi cycle is.
Okay, dope. The Enqi cycle, simply to simplify it, you know what I'm saying, without the who, what, where, when, why, and because I'm full of long stories. Like, that's what the fuck I do that. But basically, it is melanin being able to couple itself structurally to they on fire. Hold on. Hey, Chase. Chase. You'll do just fine, sir. Just close my door. I ain't telling y'all to turn down. Y'all can stay turned up, but just close my door so y'all not all up on the interview. My little one's birthday is at midnight, so they
Okay.
already started the pure chaos. I can't
Yeah.
even interfere. I'm like, y'all do know y'all birthday is not till tomorrow. Like, I guess it's Friday, so you can rock a birthday weekend, but y'all are 6. I don't know if 6-year-olds start on Thursday and rock till like I'm not gonna tear my motherfucking house up all weekend. That's just but so water has some wild abilities, and one of the craziest things, I actually don't think it's been discussed online before my paper.
Okay.
And I had theorized it a long time ago, and but I wasn't the person who discovered this thing about water, right? I had theorized it a long time ago, and then somebody pulled my coat and was like, "Bruh, I think some folks in Japan they done substantiated that shit." You know what I'm saying? Like, you might want to pull these guys up. And so I find out, okay, there's such a thing as called the coherent domain. You know what I'm saying? The coherent domain has had that has got a few conversations. Like, everybody that's kind of into the health one way or another, we done heard about alkaline waters, like that's dinosaur shit, kind of, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then we kind of heard of structured water, and some of us get a little bit deeper, H3O2, and the hexagonal. We kind of get into that space, but that science, that whole understanding of water is actually inaccurate.
Okay.
So that whole Gerald Pollack shit, all that shit got to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? The racial blind or blindfold in science is crazy, because I have mistakenly accused maybe some scientists, et cetera, of being, but it might just be ignorance, because what happens is how science works is you're always basing things on what you already know, what you've already studied. So when things are omitted from the basic level of science, as things get more complicated, they won't be there. And there'll be missing holes because there's a missing stuff, and you'll have to compensate and bend things around to make up for something that's that should be there, but it's not there. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of got wrapped up into like the structure of water itself, and in that space we missed out on Joel Embiid. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait, what the fuck is this nigga say Joel Embiid? Joel Embiid, because Joel Embiid said, trust the process. You know what I'm saying? And so with water, it's the same thing. The process that water takes towards structure is actually more important than the end result. And so you have what's called the coherent domain. And in this coherent domain in water, you have a toroid tornado kind of vibe where the water is spinning. And this spinning movement combined with the basic structure of how water molecules are so fluid anyway, creates a free pool of electrons. And not only does it create a free pool of electrons, it's able to absorb light and sound, you know what I'm saying, and convert it into, specifically sound and convert it into light. But, sound and light are kind of like just ends of the same thing, you know what I'm saying? But so these little coherent domains are able to do that, and coupled with melanin is able to harness these free electrons and then feed them to what's called the NAD molecule. NAD molecule is able to directly feed those electrons to mitochondria to produce ATP, right? Without food. That's a foodless source of ATP, right? But then also feed them to the NRF2 system to power it, feed them to the nucleus to power it. So all of these functions like sirtuins and all of these other things that you may hear of that sound fanciful, all these guys come back to this relationship of water, melanin, and then NAD as the messenger to produce this excess energy. And the more dense and the more active your pigment system, the more you're able to tap into this other energy source. And this is something that through training and diligence, athletes and martial artists and certain types of folks are able to just kind of tap into without knowing what's going on. But yeah, so it was that's like and so that kind of became the foundation of really just unlocking this whole other system that I kind of have been curious about all the time. Like, because you hear like everything is incomplete in science. You just hear a lot of incomplete shit. You know what I'm saying? So you hear like you find out that melanin is able to absorb light, but it's like, what is it doing with that light it's absorbing?
Right.
You know, like for example, my laptop is right here. Above my laptop is a light, and then on the ceiling I got another light. So all this light I'm absorbing right now. You know what I'm saying? And science will end it there. Like I'm like, hold on, that's not the law. The law of thermodynamics says that energy can be created or destroyed. So if I'm absorbing light, then that means that I have to be changing it into another form so that I can use it, or I have to be using it as light directly once I absorb it. Like, but it can't just be being absorbed. That's not how that goes. It has to be re-radiated outward, inward, or transformed into another form or whatever. So that was always a question in my mind. Knowing that we have 100 trillion magnets flying through our body at hundreds of miles per hour.
Okay.
Like, wait, what is all those magnets doing? Like, what's that's a hell of a lot of magnetism, Ben. Because each one of your blood cells, 25 trillion rather. You have 25 trillion blood cells. Each one of them hold 4 pieces of iron. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what is all that magnetism? Where's what's going on? There's nowhere in the textbooks where it talks about this all this, like And that's just what's flying through your circulatory system. That doesn't account for the iron in your brain, and in your brain you got 2 or 3 different types of iron. Like, it's just, I'm like, no, there's a whole nother. It's science just tells you, like, what we once thought was impossible, what we once thought was a fraud, a scam, fake, not real, fantastic, mythological,
Mm-hmm.
actually a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Because our ancestors, whether, we're talking about the early people who put together the books that became the Bible, the pyramid inscribers, the pyramid text writers, the Bhagavad Gita, the Sumerians, all these people talked about some of these other things that we just kind of just got wiped off. The church just wiped it all off. Like, if we can't see it, it's not real. Done. But by the time you graduate from 5th grade, you kind of know, okay, well, if the body is running on electricity, then that means that the body is also producing light. That means that the body's also producing magnetism. So that means that when our ancestors said we had a light body, that means that.
Right. Actual factuals. Literally.
but here's the thing, though. Here's where it gets real, though. Because if you have a light body, right, how many of the illnesses that we're dealing with today are because we don't address that light body? Like, how many physical illnesses are we dealing with because of some form of, light issue? You know what I'm saying? With that body, though, not necessarily just, oh yeah, we know we absorbing the blue light, and no. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about our bodies, our light body, the circulation of light, like the circulation of blood or the circulation of oxygen. What happens when the circulation of magnetism, the circulation of light, what happens when those things are hindered? You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was just a matter of.
So let me ask you this: with adenosine triphosphate, that's one of the main body's sources of energy.
ATP, sure.
Okay. Now, with this cycle that you're talking about, where the water is basically recycling itself, in so many words, I want to just ask a question because I heard you speak on it before.
Shoot.
With people who feel it's possible to be just a breatharian. Now, with this cycle that you just said, it's a form of energy. He like nah. It can't happen. No breathing and transcendence.
No, you can do it for short periods of time.
Right.
You can do it for a short period of time, but you couldn't do it for a long period of time, because remember, you have to constantly regenerate and repair the physical structures. So if we're relying on the hemoglobin, if we're relying on production of ATP requires mitochondria. Mitochondria use the same type of protein as your blood. So your blood is made from heme. Inside your mitochondria, there's an electron transport chain that's made from heme. That's one of your most prevalent pigments in your body. That's a pigment. That's a part of your pigment system, right? Yeah. But you have to constantly repair it, which means that you have to have a constant influx of those aromatic amino acids, and we don't make those. So we have to consume plants, or, I guess animals that consume the plants, but only plants make those. Animals don't make aromatic amino acids. It's definitely not humans. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we have to eat no matter what. We would still have to eat to repair and maintain our structure.
Okay. Now, when you talk about aromatic amino acids, these are basically different ways that.
Not to mention, the NAD that's gonna grab the electrons and move them around from the melanin. The NAD is also created from aromatic amino acids. You know what I'm saying? So The
Okay.
melanins, the hemes, the NAD, all that stuff comes from these aminos.
And by it being aromatic, that's basically describing the way it enters the cell, correct?
Aromatic means that it absorbs light.
Aromatic means it absorbs light.
Yeah, these are the light absorbing amino acids. So any pigment is going to be based in aromatic amino acids. But to take it a step further, it goes beyond that. You know what I'm saying? So I did a lecture in Philly. Shout out to Marv. And one of the things I laid out, I showed folks that all of your neurotransmitters and your hormones are built from aromatic amino acids. I think with the exception of maybe histamine. You know what I'm saying? So all of your neurotransmitters and hormones run on light. Like we have to understand that in this universe we live in, there's universal laws, and light is information. So that's how information is transmitted in your computer, in your brain, in your body. Light is information. You know what I'm saying? So all of your hormones and, like I said, your neurotransmitters are made of these aromatic amino acids. So not only do we need them for the pigments, you know, the opsins, the globins, the melanins, but yeah, you also need them for your hormones and your neurotransmitters.
Okay. So with light, and this is just me, you know what I'm saying, asking my question just for my knowledge.
Go ahead. You go.
How is it that, and it could just be the cells, I'm not sure, but how is it that, okay, the sun is one of the main light sources, correct?
Sure.
Right. So how do we get this variation of different species? Could you like kind of elaborate on that? If I'm making sense with the question?
Yeah, you gotta explain it a little.
Because if light is information, how are we getting different species and
of animals?
Yeah, animals, humans, insects, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the way that works is, and I think it's probably going to take some maturing to get to this space, but so the earth is a living cell.
Okay.
Right. So what the Bible was describing when it says that man is made in God's image, it wasn't describing us like this. That's what we confused. So you got whole religions and sciences that was built on man being God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the black man is God, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, the Nation of Gods and Earths, Nation of Islam, you know, they weren't the only folks that had that kind of idea. But that's an illusion. That's not a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we're actually a collection of cells. So our life form is cellular. Our intelligence is cellular. We're cellular beings. So when you take a cell, now you have an exact duplicate or rough duplicate to your planet. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
and
I see what you're saying.
Inside your cell, you have a wide variety of organelles, enzymes, you know, endosomes, and just lysos, you know, all kinds of life,
right,
to make the cell function, you know. And that's one of the reasons why it's better to have amino acids than, you know, fully constructed proteins sometimes, because your cells like to build their own peptides and proteins if you put the raw nutrients in there. You know what I'm saying? Now, yeah. So that's how you always want to do that. You always want to go amino if you can. You know what I'm saying? It just makes things easier for your body. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so the earth is no different. And the reason why our planet right now is sick is because of the division. You know what I'm saying? We're not functioning. You know, we caught in this space where we still color banging. You know, black folks against white folks against yellow, red folks against brown. Like, we still doing that. Then on top of doing that, we also are killing all the other animals. You know what I'm saying? So Like that's not what we're supposed to be doing here. You know what I'm saying? And kind of our job as the most pigmented folks is we supposed to be here, like kind of maintaining order. You know what I'm saying? Because we have that blessing. You know what I'm saying? Where we have the extra pigment. You know what I mean? That's what we're supposed to be down here doing with it. We're supposed to be the teachers of humanity, and that's a double entendre. You know, it's not just to teach, you know, teaching the world, but it's teaching the world how to empathize and work as a team, as a unit.
Right.
And because we're not doing that, you know, the planet is in chaos. You know, we're all going for self. Everything that we develop is kind of selfish. You know, the technology is against nature, not with nature. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
we should have widespread machines already that, you know, we just put them into the river or the ocean water, and it just pumps out clean water. Like, it doesn't make sense that we don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Because we have small companies that have created all kinds of technology, from stuff that you can drop in the water to purify it, to life straws, and just such a wide variety. Like, it's no reason why, like, we're talking about, we don't have clean water, and it's wars for water on this planet right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and I mean armed conflict, and then also corporate conflict. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of different things that we're not using the technology to come together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I think a lot of it is, you know, there's like a mass, you know, it's just like a mass ignorance that, you know, it comes along with our, you know, like, people don't like this conversation when I start, you know, saying that we have an identity crisis, because we don't understand who, you know, we don't understand who or what we are. And when I say that, I'm focusing in on Black folks, because we have it the worst. But everybody, because we on some other, we just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And we don't read, we don't look back. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, if you look at the media right now, right, and follow the media as we lead into Juneteenth, right, the June 19th celebration, blah blah blah. Do you know about Juneteenth?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
when the slaves got free or some shit like that.
okay, now here is the wildest thing ever, right? Here's the wildest thing ever. Why have the Democrats taken Juneteenth as a Democrat celebration? And they try to, like, monopolize it, and you know, like, this is a serious thing. You know what I'm saying? Because, and this is just one example of how short our memory is, and it makes us look super stupid, right? We don't remember. You know what I'm saying? Obviously wasn't there, but we don't study enough. Like, we don't pay attention. The Democrats was the pro-slavery party. Like, literally, the purpose of the Republicans was abolitionists. That's how. So even this whole idea that Black folks should roll with the Democrats and white folks should be like, it's like a twilight zone of ignorant niggas. Like, it's just, I just don't, you know, like, we just, you know, Juneteenth is a Republican celebration. It's an abolitionist celebration. You know what I'm saying? It's not a Democrat celebration. And even if we want to fast forward and play this mind game, say, oh, well, they switched around. No, they didn't. They never really switched around. It's only two people. But anyway, Joe Biden, modern day slavery, 1992 crime bill.
Right.
And we look at what's going on right now. We're going into hyperinflation and a food shortage, courtesy of the Democrats. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? And somehow Black folks just keep going in and pushing the Democrat. But I'm like, what?
So let me ask you this: like, you know, people probably gonna be looking at me like I'm crazy, but I've never voted. I think I might have voted once, just on some got talked into it. Oh, he just cut off. He just cut off. We're gonna see if he come back. Yeah, I was about to go into it. I hope Enqi ain't cut off on me like I said I ain't never voted. He gonna be like, this interview is over. I hope that ain't the case. We're gonna see if he gonna pop back in. Did you did you do that to me? Like,
dude, I had to. I said this nigga never voted.
That's what. Hey, and I was just telling the
people. So you partially responsible. So you're not as responsible as the people who voted for Biden, but you partially responsible.
Now you know what. Please criticize me to the highest degree. You know, because I got my own way of thinking. And if I need to elevate it,
that's not your way of thinking, right? The same thing that's going on with Young Thug and some of these guys that's, you know, getting sent out on dummy missions, and you know how this goes in the hood. Young Thug and them is just popular, but that happens in every hood every day. You know what I'm saying? You got old guys that are sending out young, dumb guys that are innocent. They're just looking for loyalty and love. They sending them into dangerous spaces and, you know, positioning them to take downfall later on. You know what I'm saying? And so same thing's going on at large. Like we had these ideas come from the prison system, you know, and there was one time where, you know, people coming out of jail were celebrated. Rightfully so, because the people that went to prison were people that were freedom fighters and activists. And so they were going to jail back and forth because, you know, they were refusing to participate in the system. And, you know, they were unbreakable to the white man and, you know, shit like that. But dumb people that don't study, they forget details. And then pretty soon it's just we celebrate niggas in jail. So now, you know, pedophiles can be celebrated, you know, rapists, the guy that spent 20 years selling heroin to your mother, the guy that sold crack to your mother. Like these things can be now celebrated because you're going to jail. So the thing though is, you know, we got to remember that these guys coming home from prison, you felons, you can't vote. So these are the guys, whether you're talking about the corner, the hustler, the drug dealer, the shooter, or whether you're talking about the old school, you know, black militant activists, most of these guys had 3, 4, 5, 10 felonies. So they could not vote. So it was, yeah, fuck the white man system because we don't need it's kind of like when you young and you can't afford nice clothes. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never knew nobody that used to always complain about niggas with new Jordans. Like, new Jordans is whack, yo. I can get the same type of sneakers. Like, yo, them shits cost like $3 in the factory. That's stupid. Yo, they buying them shits for like $125. Don't even make no sense. As soon as that motherfucker get a few dollars, they going to get a pair of Jordans. And then, right. And look, then they're going to hit you with, nah, these joints is way different, though. I just got these because, you know, these is different, though. I don't really usually fuck with Jordans, but, you know, I got these because they was different. You know, it was like, nigga, get your ass out of here. You wanted to get you a pair the whole time, but since you couldn't get it, you going down talk it to everybody else. Since you can't vote, you're going to down talk it to everybody else. And everything else that you're going to say out of your mouth is going to be nullified because there are no changes that could take place outside of legislation. Period. Okay. No changes could take place outside of legislation, at least not lasting changes. So when we talk about the racial institutions, the institutions are racial because largely only white folks are really participating. You know what I'm saying? So when you go down to your city hall, your town hall, your local meeting, it might just be you in there that looks like that. You'd be the only one in there with facial hair and dreads. It's going to be you. And maybe it's going to be like that one other black person in there way on the other side of the room. And it's going to be like 100 white folks in there. So if there's something that particularly benefits them and not you, how is that going to get on the books? It's 100 of them sitting in there and it's 2 of you. This is not a racial. A lot of things that we think are racial aren't.
Okay.
It's just natural. And if you don't participate, how you gonna get something? You're not here. How we gonna put what you want on wax on paper? You know, like how you gonna get a verse on the song if you wasn't in the studio? Like you was at the house. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you gotta be there and have your voice heard. You know what I'm saying? And today's world makes us look 10 times as stupid. See, because we can command 1,000 people on YouTube. We could command 20,000, 50,000. Some people got platforms, they got 100,000 subscribers. If you have 100,000 subscribers, you could change a vote in your city. You can own the vote in your city. You got 100,000 subscribers? What? The town hall meetings where they decide in your local laws, it'd only be like 100 niggas in there.
Okay.
If you was to walk down there with 500 people that's saying whatever you saying, best believe that's what's going on the books. Period. Whatever y'all are talking about. You know what I'm saying? So one of the things that we're looking to do with the Diabetes Summit, you know, is to create legislation for naturopaths and holistic healers. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't really realize, but what I'm doing is going to benefit everybody. Because, you know, we're looking at a couple of different things. One, we're looking to pass some legislation so that we can help the doctors. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, maturity levels, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of holistic healers and naturopathic doctors that spend their time attacking the doctors, the hospitals, the pharmaceuticals, the this, that, and the other. Shit gets a little out of control because there's no other side. But if there was an other side, there'd be more balance. You know what I'm saying? So what we want to do is pass some legislation to equal that playing field and get some, you know, holistic staff in all these hospitals. Okay. Before the pandemic hit, we was dealing with a nationwide shortage of nurses and doctors. The pandemic only made it worse. So why shouldn't we have the holistic healers and naturopaths, you know, qualified, not, you know, not playtime guys, but the serious folks, you know what I'm saying? Like, we should have them somewhere. You know what I'm saying? KT, the ARC degree, should be working in Emory or Grady. You know what I'm saying? Like, he should be working in Emory or Grady where he can, you know, even if he's just there in a consulting type of way, you know what I'm saying? Where that way, when you get diagnosed with whatever, they come to you with options. Like, look, this is what it is. You know, we can go with this chemo, we can go aggressive, or, you know, maybe we can go with some of this, you know, these herbal natural treatments and woo, 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 woo. You know, we got a, you know, we got a plethora of options for you to, you know, because people in their mind, oh, Enqi trying to do his thing. Bro, this is not my thing. I've never been doing my thing. I've been doing our thing. So, and I'm one person. You know what I'm saying? I live in Detroit. So if I'm over here at a hospital here, nigga, what are there, 10, 20 hospitals? And you know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna need another 50, you know, another 50 guys here to deal with just Detroit. And every city is gonna need, you know what I'm saying? Then one of the things that we'd like to maybe table is insurance, making it widespread where folks can begin to use like their Medicaid or their Blue Cross Blue Shield, you know, to get their herbs.
Right.
You know, that would make it insanely easier for people to be able to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? If they can just use their Medicaid, like you're not stuck. You can hit, you know, you can hit Victor. You know what I'm saying? Hit Victor in LA at the Sabi spot with your Medicaid card. Or you can come see Dr. Enqi for your detox and with your Medicaid like that. You know, we should be able to accept welfare, EBT cards. Like, why not? Like, why aren't we? You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that, and I think in a post-pandemic universe, like these are the things that we can do to be, you know, more progressive, because America should be on top of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know there's some folks that's, you know, Some of these niggas a little cuckoo. Oh, fuck America. Ooh, nigga. Okay. You need to get you a ticket and take it down the road, buddy. All the fuck America people just get you some tickets and go to that place where you like it, whatever that place is. Back to Africa, niggas, please. Exit stage left. Head your ass on back to Africa. Don't look, head your ass back to Africa. You back to the Caribbean, niggas, back to South America. Right. Head your ass onto them places. You know what I'm saying? But the people that's left, you know, white, yellow, red, green, brown, black, purple, you know, we got to figure out what it is and we got to do this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made Malcolm, you know, that's what made Malcolm dangerous. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, Malcolm and Martin were positioned in the media as if they had beef always, because Martin was saying this and Malcolm was saying this. Mm-hmm. And so even Ku Klux Klan back in the days was rocking with the Nation of Islam because they were both saying separate. You know, they were both preaching segregation is the way. So it worked for both sides. The white folks like, no, we don't want to be with black folks. We want to be separated. And, you know, the Nation of Islam was like, yes, that they're speaking our language. We gotta work together to pass this. And so Malcolm became dangerous when he went to Mecca and he started to see everybody praying together. And then he, you know, he had this whole different epiphany and he was like, bruh, I've done some growing. We're not going to get to where we need to get banging, because the group of people, first of all, that, you know, we call the bankers or the Illuminati or the Bilderbergers or whoever this hyper rich group of folks is, that, you know, the conglomerate owners, mm-hmm. That's not a group. You know what I'm saying? They're black, red, yellow, white, brown. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know, and they don't really care about, you know, John Q. Public as much as they care about their bag. But they are anonymous. You know, that's like one of the things that I learned working on Wall Street, is that being anonymous is power. So, you know, you have figureheads that position themselves as business owners, but the real ownership is always with the stockholders. Stockholders own the business. You know what I'm saying? Like, you technically effectively sell your business to the stockholders when you have a initial public offering. You know what I'm saying? Like, soon as you make your business, you know, you release stocks of it, that's it. Your ownership is gone. You know what I'm saying? Unless you retain like a majority, you know, 51% of the stocks or whatever the case may be, or however it waters down, you have the largest clump. You know what I'm saying? If you got less than 51%, you a sitting duck. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody gonna come buy up all the rest and then, you know, sit you down for good. You know what I'm saying? Take you off the board of your own company, and then you looking crazy. You unemployed out this motherfucker. Your company might be a $1 billion company. You no longer attached. You know what I'm saying? Because the stockholders got you up out of there. So they can function the way they function and just dress down. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I learned from living in New York all my life, you might be sitting next to billionaires and never know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would never know it because they ride the train. It's not like other cities. We're not ashamed of our subway system or in New York. Like, maybe the bus is a little weird. I don't know how you'd be ashamed to ride the bus, but not the train. But for whatever reason, the train is like, you know, the train is some, you know, it's kind of, you know, that's what niggas doing, you know, period. Everybody. Right. White, yellow, red, poor, rich, you on the train, because it's parking is like $1 zillion a second in New York.
I already know. It's the same way in Chicago downtown, bro.
Man, and the gas is insane.
So yeah, in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? It got this little cost.
We got the fast train, you know what I'm saying? Atlanta, that MARTA shit.
Yeah.
It is 3 hours to get across the damn street on the MARTA. Like, forget about it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we didn't reach our hour point, man. Enqi, I appreciate you coming on. I definitely want to say this before, because I didn't get to chime in because you was dropping the game for me and all the other people. Yeah. In regards to voting, I'm not anti-voting. I'm not anti-America. You know, so I do encourage people to
No, we gotta get in and take this shit over, man. Because this is where look.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so here's how it go. We don't vote, but then what the people that do vote decide what the people that don't vote have to do. So when
exactly.
they say, "Hey, y'all gotta go take the vaccine," I'm online looking at all these goofy niggas in Clubhouse, the YouTube, the Facebook. I'm like, hold on. We got hundreds of thousands of you anti-vaccine niggas. How many of you niggas actually voted for Biden? Oh, so you niggas either didn't vote or you voted for Biden. Now you online whining about vaccines. It's too late. You were supposed to get this nigga out of here. We would
Right,
have had Trump in there. Trump would have been like, vaccines, what? Checks for everyone, God damn it. Check. You get a check, he's get a check. No one's getting a
right,
shot.
right.
We're passing out checks, not shots. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think these mass shootings will be going on because I feel like these mass shootings are a part of this this social credit, kind of get rid of the money. That's still on the table. They're trying to get rid of the money, just use debit and plastic and this other, weird,
now,
but
Enqi, I heard. Now, you tell me if you heard this. We're gonna wrap it up soon. That's the plan for everything to be digital.
yeah, but see, here's the thing. That been the plan, but America's America. See, people gotta, like Rakim said, it ain't where you from, it's where you at. We here. You know what I'm saying? And all of them countries that people be like they want to go back to, niggas are killing themselves in those countries to get out of those countries to get here. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta stay focused. Like, you know what I'm saying? Our ancestors died building this motherfucker up here. So we done built this one. Why would we build this country then leave it? Like, it's all so. But America is the place where they bust a gun.
No doubt.
So that's why none of them goofy changes can happen. No matter how much they want them to change, like whatever, it don't matter what high level organization, you can't do none of that shit in America. Because in America, motherfuckers got guns. And so there's a point where the conversations will stop and the ammo will be let loose. So now you have the media as well as some other stuff going on, you know what I'm saying, where you have these instances and some of them just don't make sense. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Like I refuse. I don't have clues. I don't have hints. I don't have evidence. You know what I'm saying? But I refuse to believe that under any circumstances, an 18-year-old boy loads up an automatic weapon to shoot elementary school students. I refuse to believe that that's not. Now, clearly it happened. But what I'm saying is I refuse. I'm not one of them people that say, oh, that's fake. It's a red flag. No. What I'm saying is that's some other shit. You don't just wake up, to go shoot kids. Like that's not a thing. I don't care. He was demonic. Stop that, bro. Stop that. We're not getting ready to see. And that's what happens when logic runs out. We go into some fantasy shit. Stop that. He was demonic.
So you think so you're saying that you feel the act was some type of orchestrated deed?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? There's no way it's not. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that it's not. Even we just watched in Batman. Like literally, they always give you like a underplay for the overplay. We just watched in Batman. I don't know if you saw the newest one. You probably should. You know what I'm saying? You'll enjoy it. But the bad guy in Batman, he's in a underground online forum and he's doing his terrorist shit. And then he's encouraging all his followers, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm gonna start this off. Once y'all see me really getting busy, then y'all gonna grab y'all shit and y'all gonna start getting busy. And
right.
Because you can't have all these mass shootings. Like, come on, all these mass shootings. Like the guy that they said was the racist, boom, boom, boom. They forgot that he shot a few white folks. You know what I'm saying? Like so how racist, like he's also like he was in there getting busy with the get busy. And then they showed that he was there doing reconnaissance the day before. And before that, he was there doing reconnaissance a few months before. I said, come on now. You just, none of this makes sense. Why are you doing reconnaissance to shoot up a supermarket, my nigga? Like, seriously, it's just me and you right now. It's me and you.
Right.
If I want to shoot up a supermarket and just kill random folks, right? You have to know the process. You know what it is. You're going to shoot folks until the cops come and either shoot you or arrest you. That's kind of how that works out. Yeah. So there's no getaway plan. You're just going in there, but it's a supermarket. But it's a supermarket.
Right.
You don't need months of planning to shoot up the supermarket, my nigga. Like, what you planned reconnaissance to shoot up the supermarket? No, there's no armed fucking like, nigga, it's the supermarket.
Right.
Every supermarket is vulnerable to some sort of it's the fucking supermarket. It's the super. Literally, you get more defense, or risk, whatever, at a school, because schools have security, they got police, but it's the supermarket, nigga. You planned for months and did recon. That's not real. That's we got to just start using our brain. That's some other shit going on. That's not a thing. You don't need reconnaissance to shoot a supermarket up. You're not robbing it. You're not like pulling off. You're just shooting. You don't need a plan for that. You just load up your shit, go let loose in the fucking supermarket. There's no plan for that. You know what I'm saying? And
so with the Buffalo thing, he did shoot some white people.
Yes. Yeah. And then this shit with the 18-year-old, you shoot in elementary school kids. Come on, bro. Let me tell you, you know what I'm saying? You can't just do certain things. Certain things you cannot just do. Right? So you like there's no level of angriness where you decide, okay, I'm gonna go kill some kids in school. Like that's oh shit, my other shit. Peace to the family. We be back next time at the same time. We are.
All right, peace, Enqi. All right, there you have it, man. The God HG is to the streets. We got Dr. Enqi on again, dropping the jewels, dropping the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? We got him back on the block. It looks like we're probably gonna be doing this every week, Thursdays at 8 p.m. So make sure y'all tap in. I'm gonna be going live a lot more, get my live game up. Appreciate the few people who hopped on during the live. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. And just soak up the information, man. One thing I can say about myself is that I'm always open-minded to learn more. I ain't up here trying to act like I know everything. I ain't up here trying to, you know what I'm saying, be closed-minded to anything. You know what I'm saying? I got my ear open. I got my ears to the street, and I'm definitely, taking myself to the highest level when it comes to being physical, when it comes to being nutritious, when it comes to being knowledgeable, when it comes to being even more aware of the things that's going on in this country, outside of this country. You know what I'm saying? I'm open-minded to learning everything that I need to know to basically enhance myself and also enhance the youngsters that's coming up under us. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, and share the information. Let's spread this positive information. He just came and dropped jewels. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't about agreeing with everybody on every little thing, you know what I'm saying? But it's about overall being positive, understanding one another, and working together, whether we disagree or not. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. The God HG is to the streets. We out.